Link US.
What the hell was that? Hi, Will. Thank you for the 2 months. That was a crazy TTS. Link Thank you.
What's the new route for any percent?
Hi, Tarek. I'm surprised that for all these years you haven't upgraded to being Link is 6 yet. Listen, I'm just sticking by what is the best. Alright, Link is 7. What was the best Windows? Windows 7. I'm just sticking to the good stuff. XP. I actually think that, like, for its time, yes, XP was more impactful. However, like, I actually think that I would still think 7 is better than XP because 7 did not make anything worse than XP. It just upgraded XP. It basically just feels like an upgraded modern XP. Well, everything after this has just had, like, worse features. Like...
More like Link us less than 50, am I right?
Anyways. Linkus, do you think you're ever going to try and come back to take back the Ludius Mansion any percent out of bounds for record? I don't think so. I've held that world record a lot, and I'm not really that interested in going back to Ludius Mansion, I don't think, for, like, serious grinding. Vista was pretty good. Copium. You know, I watched a video from Linus Tech Tips when he revisited Vista, I think like a year ago. And I think I came to another conclusion, because I remember hating Vista when it came out. But I guess what his conclusion was pretty fair, which is that Vista was technically not bad if you had the best computer of all time. It was just that I remember, like, literally, Vista just had a bunch of annoying pop-ups. The things that annoyed me was that everything gave you a pop-up about, like, hey, are you sure you want to start this for security reasons? Which was bullshit. And then 2, everything felt so much slower. So I think, like, if the OS came out, like, 2 years later, so it wasn't as slow because hardware had gotten better, and it didn't have the pop-ups, I think we would look at it a little bit kinder. But yeah, I remember when it came out on my, like, on, like, my parents' laptop. It sucked, man. I'll go back to all dungeons for sure. I just, like, don't want to switch back and forth in between all dungeons at any percent right now. Because muscle memory-wise, that would be, like, a really bad idea, I think. Thank you, Yeet, for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. An actual working sub counter on stream? Yeah, so basically what I did is... Since I can't get, like... Since... I don't know why. I'm assuming it's like a Twitch API thing that they changed, so where you can't just no longer just ask Twitch what the actual sub count is. Because you can't just ask what the sub count is and then have it export into a text file. What I did was... And, what I did to have a working updating one is I took the actual one that Twitch gives you, the really ugly sub goal one, and then I zoomed in on the text and I chroma keyed out the background so I could just get the counter. Anyways, any randomizer plans for the future? Yes. I'm thinking next week I'm going to be doing a Skyward Sword randomizer. Anyways, thank you, Yid, for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, Wise, for the 35 months. More like Link is 50, less than 50. Am I right? I'm sorry, I don't get that joke. That joke's flying over my head. Uh-oh. Papega. Anyways, thank you, LT, for the 7-month resub. What's the new route for any percent? The new route for any percent is, we have a new barrier skip method that uses only sword and no longer bombs, which lets us skip bombs, so the whole overworld route has changed. For context, do you guys want to know something cool, actually? Legitimately, hear this out. I don't think anyone is gonna, if you think about it, okay? The current any percent route is so optimized that you only have a total of 4 super swims in the whole run. Manual super swim from Dragon Roost afterwards to Submarine. And then after you're done with Forsaken Fortress 1, you super swim from Windfall to Forest Haven. And then you super swim from Windfall to Forsaken Fortress. And that's it. If you don't include manual super swim, which I kind of don't, it doesn't feel like a normal super swim, then we have 3 super swims that are like normal in the whole run. Yeah, we're doing Skyward Sword because of a previous old sub goal. Yeah, that's true. Point Crow did start the trade for Skyward Sword. I feel like I was gonna test / do something. Do a Minish Cap video, please? Oh yeah, that video got nuked, didn't it? I think there were some audio glitches on that video, so I got removed. Because I was gonna say, I think I covered it like 3 years ago. Let me see. Let me think. Is there anything I wanna... Oh yeah, I'm gonna... Let me do some warm-up on some of the tricks in endgame. I'm gonna put on some normal Zelda music, I think, because this endgame is really terribly boring. Whoa. There's definitely API endpoints for getting the sub count. They changed it. I know for a fact, Tarek, that they changed it because I know, for example, like Streamlabs and Stream Elements are no longer allowed to get the full total sub count. They can track new subs and old subs and stuff like that, but they cannot no longer access the actual like total sub count. I know they changed that. So sub count and sub points. Do you know what's... It's right here. I know I heard that they changed it. It's right here. But that doesn't make sense. If it's still possible to request, then why did the other plugins have to do workarounds? Speaking about workarounds, can I tell you another weird thing? I am literally on my twitch.tv dashboard right now, okay? I'm right now on the twitch.tv dashboard. And it says that I have 1,903 sub points, but on Twitch's official sub tracker, I am at 1,893. So why is there a 10 sub discrepancy in between 2 official sub counts from Twitch? Oops. Yeah, what I used to have a Tarek, but because of some change in the API, it no longer works. What I used to have a Tarek is I used to have a local program on my computer that would pull from the API. It would take the sub count and it would update every, I think, 5 seconds a text file. And then I would have OBS just read that text file. Does that make sense? So it's just a super, super simple program that was written with Python. That was literally just pulling API, checking sub count, and then updating a text file so that it was always updating. Because then I could, change the font and make it however I want myself. But anyways, I know that stopped working. So you're saying you need a super simple program to do that again? Dude, I will literally give you a bazillion hugs next time I see you if you're able to figure out to make that work again. I've not had that program working for like 2 years. It's been driving me nuts. I've not been able to have a proper sub count ever since the change. I know, Nocturne, but you can't... You can't customize it as easily as, as if you have it export as a text file. Why not use the browser source from StreamElements website or something like that? Because they are restricted now. You can't... I can't do exact... I'm trying to say I can't do exactly what I want, because if you have it as a text file, you can do anything you want. Because the thing that's really nice about being able to get a sub count into a text file is that not only can you customize it in OBS, but literally you can have any program or any custom tracker or anything you ever have in your PC just read from that text file. Because it's literally just a TXT file that's getting updated with literally just a number. It is, like, amazing if you want customization. Hi, Zab. Yo, Zam, I don't want you to work while watching a stream, but, like, do you know what I'm talking about, by the way, out of curiosity? Do you know about... Because, do you know if this is correct, that they changed how the API worked, like, about 2 years ago, when it came to requesting certain streamer information, such as sub count? Because I know they changed it because my program broke, and I know that other things did. Because I know that... I mean, if you look, for example, at StreamElements and Streamlabs, ever since that API change, if you look at it, they actually your own sub count or sub count of others. If there is a perms, if this is a perms issue and they have changed to perms and that's why it doesn't work with StreamElements and Streamlabs, then I will say it's not mine. Basically, what I want, Zem, is before I used to have a program that would just pull from the API, get my sub points amount, and then export it to a TXT file. But I can't, that program is just broken. It can't pull the request anymore. Are you saying that if the program is logged in through my key, it can then do it because it's my own stats? Might it be a problem with that? Because, yeah, I know after the API change took place, not only did mine stuff break, but anyways, if you look at StreamElements or Streamlabs, what happens nowadays is that you can't just say a total sub count goal. Instead, if you do a sub goal, it's basically like 0 out of 300, and it starts tracking from that moment forward. But it's never 100% accurate, because it doesn't know if someone unsubs or not anymore, and it can't keep track of the actual live sub count. It's just counting how many new subs you're getting. Years ago, we had an API that lets you pull data information from any, but the API was removed early last year. Now, the only sub-count API would require you to authorize. Gotcha. Do you know it, Tarek, if it would be possible to have a program locally, but it's been authorized by my own login? So it is working locally? Is that possible? Oh, nice. Yeah, because that would be sick. Because that's the main reason I no longer do a lot of sub goals. Is just because I can't get it on stream anymore. Because, okay, no offense, staff members, close your ears. The official sub goal browser source on the dashboard is not pretty. I don't know why we can't customize it. I don't know why you can't customize it at all. You can change like the colors to like 7 different colors and that's it. If you want to change like the text, if you want to change the size, nothing. It's like, this is it. You can change the background color and have fun. Like, that's it. Like, there's no options, dude. No, 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 no. No. Don't make staff too mad. I lost my partner rep, okay? If I make staff too mad, I can't reach out to anyone no more. No, 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 no. Also, I think we've gotten this 2 times in a row, so I think we're pretty solid on this one. I think we're ready to move on to the next trick. I think I'm ready to do run soon. Nice, 3 times in a row. A tool like you described should work. I imagine it's just going to call the API at a given interval. It would be technically more accurate. Gotcha. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my old program, I think, pulled the API every 10 seconds. So I guess the only issue would be that you would need to now have it authorized through me. Nice. I really need to get out there for work anyway, so maybe I'll take a half a day. Yeah, do it, Tarek. Grab some free snacks. That was my favorite thing anytime I visited Twitch HQ. You guys had such a good snack bar, and the food was great. It was always a good time to visit the Twitch down in San Francisco. How was the last bombless run you did, Linkus? The last bombless run we did of the day? What happened? I think I got my health wrong, right? Wasn't my health wrong for the puppet? Oh, wait, no, I remember. When I got out of bounds for the puppet again and cutscene skip, I accidentally did a roll instead of a side hop. For the last run, that's what happened. Okay, let's go up to the top so I can practice this. Oh, wait, first, let's actually do some testing into seeing if we can find a visual for how to make this storage consistent. Because I'm sure you guys have noticed, this storage is so inconsistent for me. So let's see if I can make, like, a visual here. It's an awkward length of drop. Yeah, Haley. It's, like, weird. The best way I can explain it, maybe you... Actually, I think you might be able to relate because you're a runner on this. There's a certain distant drop that I have the hardest time with. If it's really short... or a bit of a drop, it's easy. If it's long, I usually can figure out a visual. This is such a weird in-between where it's just too long to just go based upon feel because I can't see the drop from where my ledge is. It's just barely off camera. But it's also not so long that I've ever tried to make up like a visual from how to time it. Let me actually try and see if I can pause buffer it. Okay. I wonder if I can do that. I wonder if I can use that same visual cue without pause buffering it. I might just pause buffer it to always get it consistent. I mean, it's like, it's faster to get a first try pause buffer than it would be to get second try unbuffered. I think it's the frame after my feet leave this thing. Okay. Okay, I finally know what timing it is then, so we're gonna do this in runs. We go here, storage. Nice, okay. Hi, Log. Thank you, Mario, so much for the Prime Gaming sub. I appreciate it. And thank you, Sat, for the Prime Gaming 2 months as well. I'm sorry for the weird, by the way, music, by the way. Except now there's some enemies playing, but in general, when you're here, there isn't any sounds that play. Like, it's just kind of a weird, awkward silence in Ganon's Tower. So that's why I'm just having something playing, because otherwise it just gets awkward by the lack of sound here. Yo, Pog. Finally. Link is the Smant police is coming. What does that mean? I like that. Wait, wow, wait, wow, wait, wow, wait, wow. It does kind of sound like a Mario enemy, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna test something because when you're nervous, it's hard to pause buffer this trick. I'm gonna see if I can get down by just... Since I actually did a lot of testing on this, I want to see how consistent I could do this if I try to actually just, like, time it in the middle of the side hop, the 2-frame window. Oh, yeah, by the way, Chad, the dentist. It all looked good. My gums were way less inflamed than last time because I've been flossing. No cavities, no nothing. I got a thumbs up. I got a thumbs up, and he said, keep flossing, because we can see it's improving. And I said, yay. I hate flossing, but it's working. Stupid. And get the wisdom teeth removed. I actually finally got the referral from them. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna check what the price would be, and then I'm going to check numbers on how much it would cost if I were to get dental insurance for 1 year, and see if that would make it cheaper. If that makes sense. So I'm going to run all the numbers. Try and figure out what the best deal for me would be to do it. I need to leave and come back because I forgot to connect the Tingle Tuner. Do you know what did feel like a personal attack from my dentist, though? I literally... So, she had, crap, I can never remember what it's called in English. You know, like, when you're learning, you have, like, a person who's, like, in training mode. So, like, you know, like, they're educating themselves. So, they have basically, like, a student next to them, you know? And they're explaining everything that they do. You know what I mean? So, she was using, like, a special kind of brush tool with like a kind of a thingy, like a little material on it, to, you know, like remove stains. And she did my bottom row of teeth, and then she says, she said to her like, yeah, apprentice, she said, do you see this here? Yeah, so for heavy coffee drinkers like this, I usually like to do a second row of this because you can see how much coffee has stained this bottom row. So every time they come in for cleaning, I usually have to do it twice. And I literally was sitting there, I was like, bruh. I know that it's not like bad for your teeth, it's just like a visual thing, but I still felt so called out because I haven't talked to her about how much coffee I drink, but I guess, you know, it's a dentist, so they just know. So they just looked at it and she was just like, yeah, his eyes was in there. I was like, dude, what the hell? You were gonna call me out for being a big coffee drinker here? I felt very caught. I love it so obvious when people lie about floss. I love that people lie about flossing when it's super obvious when people don't floss. I never lie. Do you want to know the conversation that went down when I got into the dentist room? She said, hi, I don't know if I can get her accent perfect. She has like a kind of a strange southern one. I don't know what it is. Hi, Linus. Linus, have you started flossing like I told you? And I said, I started 1 week ago so that it would look better for today. And she said, well, that's better than nothing. Let's see if it helped. That is literally what I told her. I told her straight up. I was not trying to hide. I was like, I've been doing it for a week. But I will say, I think it does help because when they poke around your gums, right, they give, like, at least mine, they give, like, a number in between, like, 1 and 6. 6 means that they have to go deep and clean. 5 and 4 means inflamed, and then 1 to 3 is, like, 1 and 2 is what you aim for, and 3 is, like, slightly inflamed, but nothing serious, you know, like, can go down. Last time I was there and I hadn't flossed, she basically was like, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. This time, because I've been flossing twice a day for about 8 days straight, she went 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. The only place that had a 4 was like back here where my wisdom tooth is. And I was like, holy shit, it works. It also hurt way less, which was very nice. Yeah, I actually mean it. I think I'm going to start trying to floss. It's kind of nice. Oh my god, I've never seen this before. Wait, I gotta take a picture of this. Dude, not having a backlit screen makes it so hard to take pictures of a GBA. Okay, I'm gonna post that in the Discord because I've never seen that before. Okay, I'm gonna post this on the Discord quickly. Hold on. I only unplugged my GBA once. Okay. Sorry, I wanted to post about it in Discord. Anyways, hi Ruben, thank you for the good lucks, and thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? All right, chat, let's get into trying to see if I can get this without pause buffering. So, because I did some testing, I know the frame that you're supposed to do it at, so let's see if we can actually get this to work. Primarily. I have had it happen with one replug before, but I've never had the map be glitched like this. Usually the map is just blank. Can't wait to see the new route. It's gonna, yeah, I'm done with the warm up really soon. I'm gonna start run soon. I'm just doing a little bit of warm up to hopefully not lose a run here again. Okay, that was a frame late. Man, this trick is so scary. This trick is spooky. Thank you, Miami, for the 5 months, by the way. I appreciate it. Wait, I just realized that might not have been late. I was out of rupees. That's why it gave me the sound, and I couldn't buy it. I did not mean to. That was a crazy misclick. Yeah, the practice ROM is really useful. There's actually an even newer version that has more settings than even I have here. I just haven't updated yet. Okay, so did that work? Oh, that worked. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot that there was music playing because I'm close to enemies now. I'm playing music on my computer just because in this room there's normally not any sound, so it's just really boring to listen to this area. If I got it, it would be this, right? Cool. Yo, thank you, Makuo, for the Prime Gaming sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Well, I think this is going to be one of these tricks that can just kill my run if I get unlucky. And when I say unlucky, I just mean like I missed the timing. There's no actual luck in it. It's just like, you know, the timing is so precise that you kind of just have to get a feel for it. And when you're nervous, it's just easy to miss the timing because of the nerves. So we just have to hope that I can time it. I mean, I've gotten it like many, many times here now. All right, let's do it one last time, and if I get it again, then I think I'm good here. Surprised you're not using a metronome? I prefer a visual. I hate metronomes for timing. I hated it when I had to do it in HD for island hops. Linkus, can you explain why entering the door this way prevents Puppet from spawning? Yes. No. If I remember correctly, it was so long ago I looked into this. If I remember correctly, it's been so long ago since I looked into this. But if I remember correctly, what basically happens is that when you walk through this door, the game will run a check if there should be a cutscene that plays, and a cutscene will play, okay? However, what we do here is that we basically activate the loading zone and then void out at the same time. And instead of entering the room and the game doing the check if a cutscene should play, and we should be sorry. No, wait, this one is different. I'm thinking of a different thing. Sorry. No, sorry. When you enter this room, because it sees that it's the first time you enter, a cutscene is playing. You can actually see I'm in the cutscene room now. This is not the normal Puppet Cannon room. This is the literal cutscene room right now that I'm in. However, when the game should just automatically put Link in a state where the cutscene starts to play. But what we do in this setup is we activate the loading zone, then get exploded by a bomb, which makes us fall and void out. And because we void out at the same time as the loading zone took us through, instead of Link entering the room in a state where a cutscene would start, instead what takes priority is Link returning from the animation of coming up from voiding out. Does that make sense? So it takes the priority that he kind of stands up from having been voided out. I think, if I remember correctly, that's how it works. And that's also why we have to get storage, by the way, because otherwise, when you enter that loading zone, you couldn't get exploded by a bomb and fall down and void out at the same time. But yeah, so in theory right now, we are in the cutscene room. It just wasn't able to start the actual activation of the cutscene. So we're in the cutscene room, but no activation of the cutscene can take place because we overrid it by the voiding out. So right now, we're actually stuck. Like, I'm literally stuck here. There's nothing I can do if I couldn't zombie hover. Who's on the bed? Zelda. Because normally Zelda should be in an animation of sleeping on this bed, and then Ganondorf is here. I do think it's really cool, because you never would see this normally in the game. But the same pattern is the same that he has in his cloak. This is a weird top-down camera that's also normally not possible. That would be weird to play the game like this. This is not a normal camera you can get normally. Anyways. I'm surprised the cutscene room still has the loading zone for Ganondorf. Well, unlike other video games, and like, for example, like Ocarina of Time or games like that would be more likely that they would have a specific room for a cutscene. Wind Waker doesn't do it like that. Wind Waker literally just changes which layer it's on. So that's why, like... I'll give you an example. Hold on. Okay, so do you see how there's NPCs here right now, even though it's Endless Night and they shouldn't be here, right? And everything is here. And even though it's Endless Night, do you see how there's no boat here? So, to not waste the resources of having one windfall that's day, one windfall that's night, one windfall that has the pirate ship, etc., etc., they basically have a layer, and the layer will change what information and what NPCs and what objects, etc., 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 should spawn onto a specific place. So that's why when we do a speed run, right, we will activate Endless Night, because Endless Night makes it so that when you load Windfall, the correct layer will load in, which will result in the pirate ship being spawned in. However, like I said, it has nothing to do with, like, load times. It has nothing to do with, like, separate windfalls existing. And you can also abuse this. So, for example, let me show you something here. So, if I were to boot up Windfall right now, okay, look at this. So, I'm going to open up Windfall right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my position right here at Windfall, okay? So, we're going to save it right here. So, we're going to add a teleport. Also, I can stop the music now. So, I'm going to save a teleport here, and then let me show you this. So, right now, Windfall is all normal, right? No pirate ship, all the NPCs are around, everything is good, okay? Awesome. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over here, and I'm going to activate a minigame. So, let's activate this minigame right here. Now, this minigame has a lot of special properties in the game, and it would suck to have to reload a fake version of the ocean just to spawn in this minigame. So what the game does instead of having to do all of that is it just changes the layer right here. So right now it changed the layer that the game should use, and that will activate the events on this island. However, if I go back to Windfall while this layer is activated, you will notice that the pirate ship is here. Because this layer, right, that is used for the minigame is also special for other islands like Windfall. So you can see that even though I'm in a minigame right now, no NPCs are here, even though it's day. So no NPCs are here, and the pirate ship is here. So an old Wind Waker HD route actually used to do this that didn't want to do Endless Night. So instead, you would just escape flight control platform minigame to be able to get the bombs. So it's just to save, like, a bunch of space in memory, because otherwise you would waste so much space just basically making duplicates just for, like, a cutscene version, and then a one with a different change, etc., etc. So it just deals with a bunch of layers. This is also why, by the way, in the speedrun for all dungeons, we end the speedrun by activating this minigame. And then after activating this minigame, we go all the way over here to Forsaken Fortress. Because Forsaken Fortress right here, if you look, do you see how it's not turning night? So Forsaken Fortress should always turn night. And you can see, by the way, I have nothing on this save file. This save file is brand new. You see, this literally save file is literally start of the game. But if I were to look around here, you're going to notice something. Do you see what type of Forsaken Fortress this is? This is Forsaken Fortress 3. This is after you have completed all of Forsaken Fortress and beaten the bird. But I haven't done anything. If I were to literally enter a loading zone here and go back out, everything would return to night, Phantom Ganon would spawn back in and everything. But the reason it's Forsaken Fortress 3 right here is because I am sharing a layer that would normally be applied to this. Thanks to the fact that I'm in a minigame right now. So in all dungeons, we go to activate this minigame, and then we escape and super swim all the way to Forsaken Fortress. Why, you might be asking? Because you remember that very, very difficult Helmrock cutscene skip that we do in all dungeons? That you always ask me, why are you not skipping this? You know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Well, because we do that, we never technically beat Forsaken Fortress 2. So FF3 never exists in our game. And the portal right here that we unlocked earlier does not exist in Forsaken Fortress 2. It only exists in FF3. That's why we end the run of Wind Waker after beating Wind Temple. Instead of going from Wind Temple straight to Forsaken Fortress, we go from Wind Temple, flight control platform, activate a minigame to get a special layer, escape the minigame with glitches, then make it all the way here. Because then the game is going to think we're in FF3, and it's going to let us, it's going to let us, and go to the end of the game. And to give you a point to just show you that we are on a special layer right here, and layers are what changes this, I'm going to enter this loading zone and then leave this loading zone, okay? No cheat codes whatsoever. I'm just going to enter and leave. And look at this. I am now in FF2 because the layer got cleared. There's no special loading zone. This is how it should have been all along. No wrong warping. Just layer shenanigans. Wind Waker is like an onion, exactly. All those layers just gonna peel further in. There is a new glitch that lets you use the Tingle Tuner in the Ganon's Tower. That's why it works. Alright, anyways. I don't think... Was there anything else I wanted to practice? I don't think so. If I lose my first run or two, I guess I can practice whatever I fail. But I don't think I need to practice anything. Pikachu cutscene skip. I'm telling you, that is not a trick I need to practice. The game is just stupid. I'm going to show you right... Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it first try right now. Just you watch, okay? I'm telling you, I don't know why it's been failing, but I don't need to practice it, okay? Just watch this, okay? I am telling you... Nuh-uh. I mean, it is the side-op timing, Jeffer. The thing, though, that I technically should probably explore at some point, if I were to care a lot, would be to boot up an emulator, use an emulator to save state with one chew angle, and then test it with a save state over and over again to see, okay, with this chew angle, what timing should I do the side-op for, and then try that for a really far-right one, a really forward one, because then I could adjust on the fly what timing my side-op should be. Also, I'm not using bombs because I'm trying to, you know, do what I would do in a run. Okay, so Chew is here. Cool, it didn't get pushed out of bounds. Cool. Weird Chew. Uh-oh. Let's stand closer then. Why am I pause buffering? I'm an idiot. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay. All right. Been loving the runs with the new strats. This is one of my favorite childhood games of all time. Good luck. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the runs. Thank you, Finley, by the way, for the 26 months. I really appreciate it. Thank you. What happens if you skip the first DK trade free cutscene skip where the Chew spawn with storage? They just will never spawn. Like, no matter what you do, you're just kind of stuck. You'd have to reload the room. Why do speedrunners sidle on the door frame entering the light era room? Okay, because it's such a fast answer. I'll show you right now. Okay. Pay attention to my voice and the gameplay. So, if you look at when I open this door, a loading zone does not actually start when a door animation starts or when the game voids out. It first starts when Link's body physically hits the loading zone, okay? So, if you look here from when I press A, I'm going to say now once you hit the loading zone, okay? So, watch the gameplay. I'm going to press A. Now. It's like about a solid 1.5 seconds from pressing A until Link is actually touching the loading zone. Because you have to wait for the door to open, and then he has to start walking, and then he has to walk... You know what? Actually, I can show you with cheats. He does not start activating the loading zone until first... First, we have to wait for the door animation to play, and then we have to wait for... Dude. Okay, we have to wait for the door animation to go up, and then Link has to run all the way into the door where it is itself. You see right there? So, the reason we speedrunners sidle is because you save about half a second. Because instead of having to run up and then wait for the door to perform its animation of slowly opening up and Link starting to run, instead we just do this. We sidle, and then we just hold left, and then the left side of Link's body touches the door, and that hits the loading zone and instantly activates the load. So it's about a half a second time save. If you're new to the game, don't worry about it. It's like literally half a second, but it's a free half a second. It's the same reason why in Forsaken Fortress 1, we had something similar in the old route. So if I go to no manual supers from here... Uh-oh. So if I'm going to go to no manual supers from here... You are kidding me. Show you, I don't think. Unless, could I get over there with cheats? What if I do fast movement left and moon jump? Okay, so... when you actually play through Forsaken Fortress and you don't skip through it like we speedrunners do, but you actually run the normal route here, upside. Right here, Link has to do a door animation to look, okay? Don't pay attention to the white fade out. Pay attention to when Link walks behind the door. Now. Do you see that the thing like switched, and that's when it started to load? Did you notice how long it was from when it started to fade out to white until it actually did a kind of a flashing white? Pay attention again. Oh, you can't see it with the black. Okay, pay close attention to the white. You're gonna notice when it comes to like the target thing and the camera thing, you're gonna see when the actual like animation start, or the actual loading zone actually starts. Look. Now. You see that? Like that. That's when the actual load takes place. The first bit is literally just an animation to make it smoother to walk through. It's not actually loading. So, because it's like a solid 1.5, 2 like it's a solid 2+ seconds. Yeah, exactly, the black bars. So, because of that, what you can do as a speedrunner to save about half a second here is you sidle here, and then you go to the right. Because when you hit that, you see what I mean? If you do that fast, then you can do it quicker. Because you can see right there, it doesn't do like the whole fade out. It just kind of instantly does a full screen white, not like a animation. You can actually know, because if an animation usually has a locked camera like this, because you can see here, when you hit the loading zone here, it just activates the loading zone immediately. It's full screen. It's not like partial, then full. Anyways. Yeah, there's a lot of small things and details that I don't mention in my normal day-to-day speedruns because they don't really matter. But there's a lot of small things I do all the time. Anyways. Let's get into runs. Wait, I actually wanted to know something for fun. I'm not doing it today, but I just want to know. I want to know what my actual speed is once you do an upcharge. I want to know what the speed is that you hit. I'm not going to try and do it all unbuffered. It's not worth it, but like, I just want to see. Oops. I just realized this is positive speed. Can you not... Is there not a... Oh, I guess I can't test what I was gonna test. Oh, there's an... Oh, upcharge. Oops. There is one, okay. Okay, so you start at 500. How much speed do you actually hit before you go for it? Oh yeah, there's no way I'd do this fully unbuffered. Oh my god, there's no way. I mean, you could do it, but no way. You'd have to go unbuffered for like 4 times as long. Dude, that instead of doing unbuffered for 30 to 40 seconds, it would be unbuffered for like 2.5 minutes. No way. That would be slower. Alright, anyways, let's do runs. How do you know when you're fast enough? Do you want to know a secret? In the past, I used to check, and I would tell you, but I don't know anymore if I have enough speed or not. I literally am just confident that I get enough speed. I just go for it. There is ways to check, but I no longer check like I used to. I basically just do unbuffered for 35, 40 seconds, and then I just think, okay, I should have enough speed, and then I just do the upcharge. So it's just like, I just go for it. I don't actually look into it. Because before, when you pause buffered, you could check, because then you're like, oh, I'm a little bit short. Let me pause buffer for an extra 10 seconds. But now, since I, just do full unbuffered, even if I was a little bit short on my speed, I mean, meh. I wouldn't want to pause buffer and lose half a minute, so I just go for it and either it works or it doesn't work. Yo, I got the random crash again. Awesome, we. Oh, yeah. Okay. Did you know you can pop those bubbles in the homebrew menu? Really? Weird. Are you running a backup of Wind Waker, or why are you running? Or are you running on? Oh, you have to run it on a disk for legitimately to word speedruns. So this is a disk. If you're wondering why I'm booting it up through NeoGamma, I should probably change it. Apparently there's a new method for it. This is to start up the code for the intro cutscene skip. But the actual game is running off of a disk. Trust me, you would know if I'm running it off of a backup. Okay, actually, maybe... Trust me, any runner would know if you're running it off of a backup, because the islands load so fast, it is insane. Like, an island just loads like that. Like, you do not ever sploosh. Then, when you're super swimming, you will always have fully loaded islands. They are just loading so fast. Alright, let's start runs. Let's go. I'm gonna go pee. And then we're gonna start the attempts. If you guys want to choose the file name for the first run, feel free. I'll be right back in a minute. Wait, can I? No, okay. Alright, BRB. All right. It's crazy that it only took Echoes of Wisdom a week to pass Wind Waker's time. That is not crazy to me because it was developed by Grezzo. I would expect nothing less from them. I have my expectations for Grezzo were set in a way where it did not shock me. Oh no. Oh no. My arm is a little bit tired. We'll see how this goes, but I'm a little bit scared. I guess I did not only run for like hours and hours and hours of Wind Waker yesterday, I also went for a lot of attempts. You know what's good though? It shows that my muscle is getting bigger and better. It's not sore, it's just tired. Did we get a file name redemption? Nope. Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. Getting that new Wind Waker PB literally went ruh-oh. Okay, the next file name is Just Sore. You got it. Do you know what made me scared, Chad? When I was moving the piece of furniture, I'm not even kidding. There was a part where I had to like lift it up with one side because I was like kind of moving it in a tight space. So the natural thing would be to hold with my left arm, but I couldn't do it. So I awkwardly turned around and looked back